This is not a survivalist, this is an engineer. And this forest is not her campsite, it is her supply yard. She's about to demonstrate a building method so ancient, it predates modern tools. But first, she must process the timber for the load-bearing frame, with remarkable precision. Because the secret to this structure's strength doesn't lie in the wood, it lies in the earth itself. She drives the primary posts for the foundation. This simple timber frame will be the skeleton of the shelter. With the posts set, she assembles the horizontal beams, locking the corners together to create a rigid, square base. She inspects the completed frame. It's simple, but it must be strong enough to support the roof and walls. Now for the ingenious part, she begins manufacturing her own bricks. Not from clay, but from the topsoil itself. This is adobe construction. She begins laying the earth bricks as flooring, creating a solid, thermally massive base. This floor will act as a temperature regulator, absorbing heat during the day and releasing it slowly at night. A fine layer of soil is used as a mortar to level the bricks and fill any gaps. Now the walls go up. She infills the timber frame with wood planks, creating a solid, load-bearing exterior. The roof rafters are installed, creating the pitch necessary to shed rainwater. She adds the roof decking, completing the primary structure. The shelter is now ready for its final skin. She continues to build up the walls, each plank adding to the structure's sheer strength. The final wall is completed. The shelter is now secure, weatherproof space. She stands back to admire her work, a complete shelter, built from scratch with materials sourced within a few feet. Her smile is the signature of a proud engineer and builder, satisfied with a job well done. A new project begins, showcasing a different technique. This is cordwood construction. She's securing a window buck, the frame that will define the window opening within the cordwood wall. The floor is made of traditional adobe bricks, providing excellent thermal mass. The finished cordwood structure is stunning. The walls are made of log set in a mortar matrix, creating a super-insulated wall. She uses a cob mixture clay, sand, and straw as the insulating mortar between the logs. The cob not only holds the logs, it provides the primary insulation and air seal for the entire building. She's installing a metal box, likely the firebox, for an integrated masonry heater. She brings in more wood, not for the walls, but as fuel, a sign that this shelter is nearly habitable. The completed cordwood hut is a masterpiece of natural building, strong, efficient, and beautiful. She begins constructing the roof frame, which must be strong enough to support a heavy load. The roof decking is installed, creating the solid surface for the next, most interesting stage. Each roof bore is nailed securely in place, adding to the structure's overall rigidity. The completed hut, with its brick chimney, is a perfect off-grid cabin. She brings firewood, ready to fire up the hearth and bring life into her creation. She arranges her few possessions inside. The shelter is becoming a home. The space is small but efficient, a testament to thoughtful design. Now for a critical step. A waterproof membrane is laid over the roof decking. This layer is the primary defense against water. But it's not the final one. She's building a living roof. The membrane is carefully fitted and sealed, ensuring no moisture can penetrate the structure below. The finished hut is a triumph, a warm and secure shelter, built with ingenuity and immense effort. The final layer of the living roof begins, a mixture of mulch and soil. This mass of earth will provide incredible insulation, keeping the cabin cool in summer and warm in winter. She works on the interior, now cozy, protected space, perfect for detailed finishing work. The simple window frames a view of the forest, a constant connection to the natural world. She installs the door hardware, using a modern power drill to speed up the process. The wooden latch is simple but effective, a classic design that has worked for centuries. She brings firewood, the primary fuel source, for heating and cooking. She prepares a cordwood floor for the exterior, a durable and beautiful surface made from log ends. At night, the cabin glows with warmth, a beacon of comfort and security in the deep woods. The masonry heater radiates a deep, comforting warmth, the heart of the small home. With an oil lamp for light, she is completely off the grid, living a life of true self-sufficiency. The interior is Spartan, but functional, with a simple bed and her pack. She prepares kindling inside, a daily ritual in this off-grid lifestyle. The forest is a constant provider, offering up the fuel she needs to survive and thrive. Processing wood is a constant task, requiring skill and stamina. She uses a blowtorch, likely to create a charge-o-sudi-ban finish on wood, which preserves it naturally. She organizes her small interior space, placing items on a simple wooden shelf. She installs interior paneling, using a drill for a fast, secure installation. But the work outside continues. She begins excavating for a new, ambitious project. This new structure seems to incorporate corrugated metal, a departure from the natural materials of the cabin. She builds a wood frame, this time using reclaimed wood, and pallets, a brilliant act of upcycling. The pallet wood frame rises, forming a large, rectangular basin. This close-up reveals a critical detail. A pin locks the frame's corner joint together. She prepares more wood, this time using an axe for rough shaping. She prepares a length of rope. This suggests she needs mechanical advantage for the next step. She hammers in a retaining stake, using the rope to perhaps tension or align the frame. The frame is being built to withstand significant outward pressure. This will be a water-retaining structure. A heavy-duty plastic liner is placed inside the frame. This will be the waterproof barrier for her DIY swimming pool. She begins filling the base with a concrete mix. This heavy bottom will anchor the liner and resist hydrostatic pressure. A small, built-in seat or shelf is integrated into the design. She installs interior paneling using her drill to create a finished look inside the pool structure. Now, she builds a smaller, secondary pool, this time using earth bricks for the walls. She carefully measures out the wood for the top coping that will finish the edge of the pool. The wooden decking is carefully fitted around the pool walls, creating a clean, finished look. Each board is hammered into place, creating a durable and beautiful pool surround. She uses a handsaw for the precise cuts needed to fit the decking boards perfectly. The stacked lumber creates an interesting texture for the pool wall. She lays out the roof beams for another small structure, perhaps a filter house or changing room. A waterproof liner is draped over the roof beams in preparation for another living roof. She completes the roof with a final layer of decking, sandwiching the waterproof membrane. She begins adding the living roof, covering the structure in a thick layer of rich topsoil. This layer of earth is the primary insulating material. The cordwood walls of the main cabin are visible in the background. She adds shelving and details inside the main cabin. She has created a shelf specifically for an orchid, a touch of delicate beauty in this rugged environment. She prepares more cob mix, this time for a new project, a beautifully sculpted outdoor oven. She shapes the cob by hand, building up the dome of the oven layer by layer. The dome shape is critical. It will reflect heat evenly onto the cooking surface for perfect baking. She prepares to fire the oven for the first time. A small fire will slowly cure the cob, driving out moisture and hardening it. The fire glows inside the new oven, a promising sign for many future meals. She applies a final, smooth plaster coat of cob, completing the oven's exterior. The two vent holes will allow for precise temperature and airflow control. She sculpts another part of the oven, perhaps the chimney flue, with artistic flair. She brings a massive, hand-hewn plank from the forest, destined to become a piece of furniture. She assembles a simple, rustic bench inside the cabin, transforming the space from a shelter into a living room. Smoke curls from the completed oven. The entire homestead is now functional and alive. She tends the fire in the new oven. The small cracks are a normal part of the curing process. She stokes the coals, bringing the oven up to temperature. The glowing embers are the heart of the oven, the source of the intense, radiant heat needed for cooking. She checks the temperature by feel, an intuitive skill developed through experience. This section of the footage is unanalyzable. The story resumes with the final stages of the pool project. We continue to observe the completion of the homestead. Her various projects demonstrate a mastery of wood, earth, and fire. The narrative shows a progression from basic shelter to comfort and even luxury. She has created a fully self-sufficient ecosystem. The homestead is a testament to sustainable living principles. The integration of different structures is seamless. Each project adds a new layer of functionality. The builder's journey is one of constant learning and creation. She has transformed a patch of wilderness into a thriving home. The attention to detail in each build is remarkable. The final stages showcase the integration of modern technology. From firewood to solar power. This is a truly hybrid homestead. Ancient techniques and modern conveniences coexist. She now has light, heat, and even a swimming pool. The level of self-sufficiency achieved is extraordinary. The final scenes show the builder enjoying her finished work. A truly inspiring example of off-grid engineering. Let's analyze the final system integration. This is a pivotal moment. The builder becomes a power systems engineer, installing an off-grid solar system. She drills through the log wall to run the wiring from the photovoltaic panel outside to the charge controller inside. The system's load, a simple, highly efficient LED bulb. This will provide ample light with minimal power draw. The bulb is connected, ready to be powered by nothing but the sun. With her living roof complete, she now has a shelter that is not only waterproof but also super insulated. She wires the wall switch, a simple but crucial component for controlling the new solar-powered lighting system. The switch is installed, a small piece of modern convenience. In this rustic, handmade world, success, the LED bulb casts a warm glow, a symbol of true energy independence. Back to basics, she gathers firewood, the timeless source of heat for the masonry stove. The fire roars in the hearth, providing warmth that the solar panel cannot, a perfect hybrid system. She enjoys a moment of quiet reflection, warm and illuminated in the home she built with her own hands. She stands proudly before her creation, a master of both ancient and modern building techniques. But the drive to create continues, a new structure is planned and laid out. The process is familiar now. Measure, mark, and cut the foundational posts. She saws the timber with an efficient, practiced rhythm. She shapes the posts with an axe, her movements precise and powerful. The foundation posts are driven into the ground, forming the perimeter of a new animal pen. The finished fence line is straight and sturdy. More materials are harvested from the seemingly endless bounty of the forest. Using the drill, she assembles the gate for the pen, a simple but strong design. She lays out the lower frame for the animal pen, drilling pilot holes to prevent the wood from splitting. The frame is carefully assembled, ensuring it is square and strong. The finished pen stands next to the main cabin, another functional addition to her growing homestead. She harvests bark from a fallen tree, likely for use as siding or roofing material. The bark panels are carefully peeled and stacked, a beautiful and waterproof natural material. She brings the finished bark panels to the site of the new structure. She uses the drill to attach the bark panels to siding, creating a rustic and highly durable wall. The completed structure is a small, secure pen, perfect for housing chickens or other small animals. She continues to process wood, always preparing for the next project. The completed pen, viewed from a distance, is a perfect complement to the main cabin. She sits inside the pen, perhaps contemplating its future occupants or her next design. She installs the final wall panels, using the drill to secure the reclaimed wood. She digs a drainage trench around the new structure, an essential step to protect the foundation. She fills the interior of the structure with earth, creating a deep litter bed for the animals. The earth floor will provide insulation and a comfortable surface for the animals. She prepares wood for the roof, the final component of the pen. The completed pen stands ready for use. She assembles the roof frame, another showcase of her skill with joinery and power tools. The roof is sheathed, making the pen a fully enclosed and protected space. The finished homestead is a marvel of self-sufficiency, with shelter, warmth, power, food, and now livestock housing. She installs the frame for the pool's filter box, a small but essential piece of the system. The frame is assembled with screws for strength, a modern approach for a modern amenity. She fastens the box together, demonstrating her skill with power tools. Each screw is driven with precision, creating a strong and durable component. She prepares the soil for a new raised garden bed, the next step in expanding her food production. She fills the wooden frame with rich topsoil, creating the perfect environment for growing vegetables. The concrete base for the pool pump or filter is now poured and smoothed. The finished pool area is a stunning achievement, with a gravel patio and a fire pit. She sculpts the final layer of concrete by hand, giving the pool a unique, artisanal finish. The surface is smooth, ready for its waterproof coating. She prepares another area, perhaps for a small garden or water feature. The small, brick-lined pool is a clever design, perhaps a cold plunge or a water feature. The entire site has been transformed into a beautiful and functional outdoor living space. The two pools, side by side, represent different techniques, but a unified vision. She adds grass and plantings, integrating her creations back into the landscape. The finished homestead is a paradise, a perfect blend of natural materials and clever engineering. She applies the final waterproof coating to the large pool, a vibrant blue that signals its final purpose. She installs a wooden deck inside the pool, a submerged platform for sitting. The moment of truth, water flows into the finished pool. The clear water fills the blue basin, bringing the entire project to life. The finished pool is a stunning off-grid luxury, a cool oasis in the heart of the forest. The entire area is a masterwork of landscape architecture, built with reclaimed materials and incredible skill. Inside her cabin, she fuels the masonry heater, the timeless heart of her home. In her other, more rustic shelter, she finds peace, a space for contemplation lit by a single lamp. And finally, a moment of pure reward, she enjoys her creation, to build her at rest in the paradise she engineered. A very special thank you to the owner of the YouTube channel at Bushcraft Solo for creating this wonderful video and allowing me to comment. If you enjoy this narrative, please visit and support their channel at the link in the description below.